You're wondering how much an Uber driver earns in 2025. Well, in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly how much they earn, because a driver has just completed 28 days straight, averaging 11 hours a day, yeah, on Uber, just to see how much he earns in the month, and also how much he earns an hour after his expenses. Great video. Big shout out to the driver. Thank you. You know who you are. Do me a favour. YouTube loves interaction. So give us a little like, give us a little subscribe, and comment below. Just say hello. Or do whatever you want just to help with the algorithm, guys. It's much appreciated. Thank you for all the love on the channel. And I'll see you in a second. First of all, it's been an absolute minute that I've actually recording in the car. This is what feels like OG times, innit? Where sometimes I record my YouTube videos at home in my little studio or my little office. But to be honest, I've got a dead busy day today, or a few days, and I thought I'd do a little YouTube video in the car. Why not? This video is going to be a belter because it's eye-opening. So a lot of Uber drivers, a lot of people ask me, hey Matty, how much does an Uber driver make? Or Matty, how much does an Uber driver make per hour? Etc, etc. Now I want to make you apparent, guys, it is not an easy answer. Normally I just say it depends, because it does. This guy done 28 days straight, averaged 11 hours a day, the same shift in the same place in the same car, right? But if he'd done the exact same thing next month, he could be earning a lot more or a lot less. It's luck of the draw. You could go out and do the exact same shift 5 days on the bounce and earn 5 different amounts of money. Do you know what I mean? People in a completely different city could earn more or less. People in a different car could earn more or less. But this example is an amazing example just because how much he worked. It's unbelievable how much he worked. And it gives you a good idea of how much you can earn if you put the hours in. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. So, just to summarise, guys, right? He done 28 days straight, between 10 and 12 hours a shift, averaged 11 hours every day. He starts anywhere between 4 and 6 p.m, right? And then he works 10, 11, 12 hours a day. He averaged 11 hours over the full month, right? But he starts between 4 and 6 p.m, which is the afternoon, evening rush hour, going right through the night till early hours in the morning. 28 days straight. He said he can't do this week in, week out, month in, month out. This is just a rare case because he needed to bring in extra money for his son, obviously personally. So that's the benefits of the taxis and Uber, is you got that benefit of when you need that dough, you can go out and smash it because you need the money. Do you know what I mean? But it's not sustainable. Same as the guy who done the 10k challenge on TikTok down in London. It's not, he couldn't do that every month. It's just a crazy one-off. So this guy, he done 28 days, average 11 hours, and he brought in £5,200 in a month. You're thinking, wow, aren't you? £5,200 in a month. So what's that? £5,200. Yeah. It was 11 hours, worked out at 308 hours he worked for the month. 308 hours in a month. 11 hours a day, yeah, 5,200 quid. His expenses was dead easy because he said to me, well, what's your expenses? He went dead easy. He went, he's got a high settle car, which is around 280 quid a week. Don't know why it's so expensive where he is. And his diesel and all of his little bits and bobs, you know what I mean? It equaled £2,000 in the month. Okay, so he done 5,200 in income. By the way, he done a little bit of Bolt as well. He works Uber, but mainly, and then does little bits of Bolt if it's quiet or whatever to top up. So that was Uber and Bolt, sorry. But mostly it was 90% Uber, do you know what I mean? For his £5,200 income, and then his expenses was bang on £2,000, and that was just 280 quid a week settle and diesel, and then all his, you know, a couple of other little bits and bobs that you got to pay for, you know, like whatever, tolls and stuff like that, valets or whatever. But yeah, bang on £2,000 expenses. So he brought in after a month 3,200 quid, and I've talked about this before. I'd say expenses are close to 40 to 50%, depending on your situation. And in this example, once again, it's coming towards that, innit? And obviously he's done a lot more hours. If you do less hours, his expense percentage is higher. Do you know what I mean? Because a lot of expenses are front loaded. So he done 3,200 quid profit. But don't forget, guys, that sounds fantastic. But he done 308 hours. Divide that over the 3,200 quid, and he ended up £10.40 per hour. So less than the legal minimum wage. But it's after his expenses, right? Now, I try not to be these days negative, Nelly. But people got a bit negative about Uber, mate. But it's hard not to when I'm doing videos like this. I've just told this fella he killed himself to earn some extra money, and he didn't even bank minimum wage. Do you know what I mean? So it's hard to be always positive, right? But I'm going to try and be positive. One, he couldn't earn that money anywhere else because he'd be restricted on hours. He'd have to like ask for overtime, etc, etc, etc. This is the type of job where when you need to, you can get those extra hours in. Do you know what I mean? That's one positive. Second positive is it's after his car. So he's banked £10.40, but the car's already paid for that he can use personally, right? That's one way to look at it. Where if he was working 12 quid an hour in, say, Costa, yeah, he'd then have to pay for a personal car to get to and from work, wouldn't he? Obviously, it wouldn't be as expensive as work car, but you get my whole point. So, yeah, it is crap. It is crap. I'm trying to be positive. It is crap. But if you look at it, he did earn 3,200 quid profit this month, which has probably helped him financially. Do you know what I mean? But going forward, he's not going to be able to do that again next month. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I've said this from day one. Well, not day one. For the last few years, as Uber started to decline. Uber's CEO has already come out and said, yeah, we pumped loads of money into it, millions of billions near the start to get the market. We have now got the market, and now we're just going to take all our profit back. That's what they kind of said. He went, we know the drivers are going to be striking. We know the drivers are going to be skint and they're going to struggle. That's our business model. And that's what they more or less come out and said. It was last week or something. So yeah, it's one of them. If you are considering getting on Uber, guys, just consider the expenses. A lot of drivers will go, oh, tell the passengers, I'm on £1,000 a week, me. Great. £1,000 a week, great. They don't tell you that they're doing 70 hours a week for it, or they don't tell you how much the expenses are. The expenses are the biggest killer. The expenses are the biggest killer doing this job. Do you know what I mean? I'd say, myself personally, it's good to fill in the gaps of stuff. Do you know what I mean? I use Uber very periodically to fill in the gaps. Like filling up in between an airport run, or I don't know, you had to run somewhere, then you can want to try and get yourself back or whatever. It's perfect for that. Over than that, it's very hard to be like a full time. Like, look at the fella, 308 hours. Rough, innit? Let me know in the comments, guys. Does this information sound correct to you, to your area? Going forward, if anyone asks me how much can you earn on Uber, I'm literally just going to reply, it's minimum wage, or slightly less than minimum wage, but it's flexible. But it's not that flexible because you've got to do a lot of hours to earn good money. It's hard. It's one of the hardest questions I've ever been able to answer, and this is why I'm doing this video, just to give you the facts and figures, for then you can take away from this video of what you want. Do you know what I mean? I've always said a lot of people really look and focus as Uber taxis as a side gig, and like, oh, I'm going to sign up to Uber. I don't know why, when you've got so many other side hustle gigs that you can go on. Do you know what I mean? This is me not trying to push people away from Uber and stuff because too many drivers. I'm not bothered about that. Do you know what I mean? It's more the fact of, because you can do what you want to do. It's more the fact of, just say you're office based and you want to top up your earnings of a weekend or whatever. Go on Uber Eats, Just Eat, Deliveroo, Amazon Flex, name some others, GoPuff. All the other little side hustle, side gigs that you can do in like a little scooter, a pedal bike, or like a cheap little car that you've already owned. You don't need to get private hire insurance. You don't have to go and get your badge, which can take 6 months and 800 quid. You don't have to pay private hire insurance, which is 200-300 quid a month, depending how much you pay. As soon as you plate your own personal vehicle, you lose 40% of value. Do you know what I mean? Then you can go and settle, but settle's 250 quid a week. So then you trying to earn that and profit after the weekend of that is nearly impossible. So yeah, I'd say, I don't know what I'm saying, guys. I'm just chatting bubbles now, aren't I? Listen, thank you very much for tuning in much appreciated. Listen, one of the lads there who done this video, give me this information is from the WhatsApp group. So if you want to join the WhatsApp group, feel free to do so. All you need to do is join me Patreon or my YouTube membership. The links are all below the video in the description. And if you join that, I'll invite you into the WhatsApp group and we can just chat, chill, have a good laugh. We won't be doing ASL or nothing like that weird stuff. It's just just a load of taxi drivers just sharing info and just giving each other company on the night shift, stuff like that. Feel free to join that, much appreciated, and I'll see you on the next video. Nice one again. Love you, bye.